to help your family and friends to get to their voting stations. Inshallah, let us beat the high bar we set of 78% voter participation in the last federal election. Let our community have a positive impact on the kind of country that we want to live in. And let all politicians know, even those that refuse to attend Islamic institutions and who also spew Islamophobic rhetoric, that whether they like it or not, we do have a voice, that our voice counts, and that our voice can collectively decide on who gets elected and who doesn't. But we can only be successful if you all go out and vote on Monday. Voting is not just your civic duty, it's your religious duty. So inshallah, we'll see you all there on the voting stations on Monday if you haven't already voted. Also, we have our two special guests. Either they may be here or they'll be coming later on. Lindsay Madison from the NDP and Hamid Hamoud from the Liberal Party. They'll be in the lobby area if you have any further questions with regards to either party's platform that would like further clarification on. Please see them after the khutbah, and inshallah they can answer any of your questions. And lastly, our guest imam, who will be delivering the Jummah khutbah today and who needs no introduction because he got one last time, is Dr. Wael Haddara. Thank you very much for your time. Jazakallahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. إنه من يهدي الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له من دون الله وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبد الله ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله. أرسله ربه بالرحمة المهداة فهدانا به من بعد الضلالة وجمعنا به من بعد الشتات، فجزاه الله عنا خير ما جزى نبيا عن أمته. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلوات الله وسلامه عليه، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وما قل وكفى خير مما كثر وألهى. We begin as we always begin in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praise is indeed due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We seek His guidance, we seek His forgiveness, we seek refuge with Him from the evils of our souls and the sins that we have committed. Whomsoever Allah guides is indeed guided. Whomsoever Allah leads astray will find that there is no God worthy of worship than Allah, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his final prophet and his messenger. I was hoping that I would continue with you talking about the idea of Islam, what Islam means, through an exploration of the 40 Nawawi hadith that we started with last month. But as Naj mentioned, we have a somewhat important event coming up on Monday, and I think it would be, I would be remiss if we didn't talk about the meaning of voting and elections. And I want to, so that is what we're going to talk about. I want to step back a little bit and talk about what elections mean, what voting means from our perspective as people of faith, from the perspective of our deen. I'm not going to talk about the fact that there are people who are literally fighting and dying and struggling for the right to have a say in how their countries are governed. That's something that I think we're all aware of. I want to talk about something more fundamental than that. We have the ability to shape the direction of our country, and so what does it mean to do so? The Prophet ﷺ established a number of important sunan or traditions for the day of Friday. And one of those sunan, sunnah mustahabba actually, sunnah muakkada in the opinion of a number of the fuqaha, is to read Surah Al-Kahf on the day of Friday. And there's a number of ahadith, number of prophetic traditions that talk about the benefits of reading Surah Al-Kahf. One of those ahadith, one of those traditions says that whoever reads Surah Al-Kahf on the day of Friday, it will be a light for them, it will be a light for him or her between the two Fridays. You read the Surah Al-Kahf today, and it gives you a light for a week. It gives you a light until you read it again. Now the question is, why is that? Why is Surah Al-Kahf a source of light, guidance? Why does it help us see our way? And the answer is we don't know. We don't know for certain because the Prophet ﷺ did not tell us. But it is an answer that we can arrive at through reflection. And whenever we reflect on the Quran, it is natural that we receive a number of meanings. وَهُوَ الَّذِي لَا تَنْقَضِي عَجَائِبُهُ وَلَا يَخْلُقُ عَلَى كَثْرَةِ الرَّدِّ. The Quran does not have a finite number of meanings. The Quran is ever giving of its guidance. And so we accept that there are a number of things that we may benefit from Surah Al-Kahf. Today I want to focus on one specific piece. The beginning of Surah Al-Kahf, of course, tells us about our place in life, the reason we are here. إِنَّا جَعَلْنَا مَا عَلَى الْأَرْضِ زِينَةً لَهَا لِنَبْلُوَهُمْ أَيُّهُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. إِنَّا جَعَلْنَا مَا عَلَى الْأَرْضِ زِينَةً لَهَا لِنَبْلُوَهُمْ أَيُّهُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. At the very beginning of Surah Al-Kahf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that the world that we exist in, the reason this world exists, the reason there are riches and wealth and adornment and beautiful things in this world is as a test for us to see who does better. It's as simple as that. Who does better? Not who owns more things, not who consumes more things, but who is best in deeds. أَيُّهُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. It's an echo of the same verse in Surah Al-Mulk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. Right? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created death and life to test you which of you is best in deeds. And so that's the beginning of Surah Al-Kahf. The beginning of Surah Al-Kahf is that the purpose we exist, the purpose for which we exist, is to make the world a better place. That the people that leave this world a better place than the one in which they have come are the people that truly succeed in this life using this metric of the Quran. أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. Fine. We're going to fast forward to the end of Surah Al-Kahf, and we're going to stay with a particular story that emerges. And it is a story of an interaction that happens between Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, Prophet Musa, and a righteous man, Rajul Salih. In many traditions, he is called Al-Khidr. And so the story of Musa and Al-Khidr, and the Mufassirin, the interpreters, the commentators of the Quran say that the background to the story is that Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam was giving a khutbah one day, and he was asked, who is the most knowledgeable person on earth? And Sayyidina Musa said, I am. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to tell him that there is someone who is more knowledgeable. And so Sayyidina Musa was instructed to travel to a particular place and to find this man and to follow him. Now the description of this man that the Quran gives is very simple. فَوَجَدَ عَبْدًا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا آتَيْنَاهُ رَحْمَةً مِنْ عِنْدِنَا فَوَجَدَ عَبْدًا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا آتَيْنَاهُ رَحْمَةً مِنْ عِنْدِنَا وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. That they came upon a man, Sayyidina Musa and his companion, his servant. They came upon a man to whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or with whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala imbued with mercy from him. He was imbued with mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he received knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're not going to go into the meaning of al-ilm ladunni, but it is a deep kind of knowledge. So the question is, what is this knowledge that Al-Khidr had? And what is the manifestation of this mercy that Al-Khidr had? And so after this, there follow 3 stories about Al-Khidr, 3 things that he did, 3 interactions that he had with people, and the reaction of Sayyidina Musa to those 3 types of behaviors that Al-Khidr manifested. And in each of those, Sayyidina Musa was apprehensive, and he was disapproving actually. He didn't like what Al-Khidr did. We're not going to go through each of the stories. This is my attempt to plant some curiosity in those of us who are not as familiar with the stories. Try to go read them this evening or this afternoon after you come back from work, inshallah. There are 3 fascinating stories because they're difficult to understand until you see this piece. فآتيناه رحمة من عندنا وعلمناه من لدنا علما. آتيناه رحمة من عندنا وعلمناه من لدنا علما. But if you read the stories carefully, there's one common theme that emerges from the 3 stories. And that theme is that Al-Khidr wanted to help and was able to help, and that to really help the people that he was trying to help, he needed to understand something deeper about their situation, and he needed to come up with a creative solution. He needed to come up with a solution that was not something that just came to mind. That is the knowledge, the rahmah, the mercy that he was imbued in was a desire to help. This orientation towards other people. Seeing his life as an opportunity to help. Seeing his life as an opportunity to assist other people. The knowledge that he was given is the ability to see what was needed to help these people out of their difficulty. Now, to use modern terminology, each of the people that he helps in the 3 stories are people that belong to what we would call today disenfranchised or marginalized communities. They are the poor, the dispossessed, the elderly, and the orphans. And it was his ability to come up with a solution that doesn't simply help them in the moment, not a band-aid or a temporary solution, but a structural solution. Something that helps them now and gives them the ability to continue to do better in the future. In the case of the people of the ship, to actually provide them with a source of income, something that they have to work on, but through their work they are able to actually come or establish a subsistence. In the case of the orphans, an income for the future, and so on. So this is the key to understanding the stories of Al-Khidr. He wanted to help. He was driven to help. It wasn't a sort of a part-time thing or something that he did on the side. That was the purpose of his life, to help people that needed help, to help people who are disenfranchised, to help people that have nothing, to help people that society has not only abandoned, but would take advantage of if they could. And then the other part is to be able to know how to actually help these people, not only by giving them some kind of charity or sadaqah or a temporary solution, but to provide them with the ability to have a dignified life in the future. And so if we go back to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, we say, what is it about Surah Al-Kahf that gives us a light from Friday to Friday? I would say that this is one of those things. This reminder that we are here to show which of us is best in deeds, and that the best of those deeds is the ability to help people. The desire, the drive to help people, the feeling deep inside from us that helping other people is not an act of generosity on our part, or an act of takarrum or tafaddul, or something that we do because we have something, but it is a duty that is incumbent upon us, and it is following in the footsteps of righteous people and of the prophets. But then also, as equally fundamentally, to understand that the desire to help people is insufficient. We need to know how to help people. What is it that helps lift people out of their predicaments, out of their difficulty, out of poverty, out of marginalization? What enfranchises people, what helps them, rather than providing them with just band-aid solutions. This is, to me, one of the big themes of Surah Al-Kahf, and it is the reminder that I hear every week when I try to read Surah Al-Kahf. What does that have to do with elections? Elections are about having a voice in shaping the direction of our country. We are blessed to live in a country in which each one of us, literally this election, it will be each individual. 2 out of the 4 London ridings are very tight, and the result will be determined by a few hundred votes, maybe even less than that. There will be ridings around the country where the result is determined by a few dozen votes or even less than that. And so your vote, whatever it is, for whichever candidate, will actually make a difference. And our responsibility as Muslims is to try and understand how to cast that vote in a way that helps make this country, or contribute to this country, being and becoming a better place, a place where we can say we have done the best that we can, not only individually, not only collectively as a community, but collectively as a society. To do that, we need to understand what we're voting for. We need to understand platforms, we need to understand the abilities of parties to deliver on the promises that they make, and then equally importantly, as casting that vote on Monday, continuing to be engaged after Monday to hold the people that we have elected accountable for the promises that they have made and for the direction that they have said that they will take the country, and that we have supported them in order to actually make that change. As Brother Nash said, it's an individual responsibility. It's not only a religious responsibility because it is a part of making this world a better place, but it is a civic responsibility. It is the, at a minimum, the duty of owing thanks or offering thanks for the privilege of being able to determine those who will govern or serve or lead this country. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. عباد الله، اعلموا أن الله أمركم بأمر عظيم بدأ به بنفسه وثنى به على ملائكة عرشه واختتمه بكم أيها المؤمنون، حيث قال عز من قائل: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم، وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم ارفع مقتك وغضبك عنا ولا تؤاخذنا بما فعل السفهاء منا ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. اللهم لا تدع لنا في يومنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته، ولا عيبا إلا سترته، ولا دينا إلا قضيته، ولا مريضا إلا شفيته، ولا غائبا إلا سالما غانما إلى أهله رددته، ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة لك فيها رضا ولنا فيها صلاح إلا قضيتها ويسرتها يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم إنا نسألك جدا مقرونا بالتوفيق، وعملا عاريا من الرياء، وعلما بريئا من الجهل، وحالا دائرة مع الحق أينما كان، وراحة جسم راجعة إلى روح بال، وسكون نفس موصولا بثبات يقين. عباد الله، اعلموا أن الله أمركم بثلاث ونهاكم عن ثلاث: أمركم بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى، ونهاكم عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم. Remember Allah and He will remember you. واشكروه يزدكم. Thank Him, He will give you forevermore. واستغفروه يغفر لكم. Seek His forgiveness, He will surely grant it to you. وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح، قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله.
استقيموا واعتدلوا. استقيموا واعتدلوا. Straighten your lines shoulder to shoulder. Do not leave any gaps. Please turn off your cell phones, put them on silent. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين، إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا قيما لينذر بأسا شديدا من لدنه ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا حسنا ماكثين فيه أبدا وينذر الذين قالوا اتخذ الله ولدا ما لهم به من علم ولا لآبائهم كبرت كلمة تخرج من أفواههم إن يقولون إلا كذبا فلعلك باخع نفسك على آثارهم إن لم يؤمنوا بهذا الحديث أسفا إنا جعلنا ما على الأرض زينة لها لنبلوهم أيهم أحسن عملا وإنا لجاعلون ما عليها صعيدا جرزا. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله 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 الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. وإذ قال موسى لفتاه لا أبرح حتى أبلغ مجمع البحرين أو أمضي حقبا فلما بلغا مجمع بينهما نسيا حوتهما فاتخذ سبيله في البحر سربا فلما جاوزا قال لفتاه آتنا غداءنا لقد لقينا من سفرنا هذا نصبا قال أرأيت إذا وينا إلى الصخرة فإني نسيت الحوت وما أنسانيه إلا الشيطان أن أذكره واتخذ سبيله في البحر عجبا قال ذلك ما كنا نبغ فارتدا على آثارهما قصصا فوجدا عبدا من عبادنا آتيناه رحمة من عندنا وعلمناه من لدنا علما. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.